We dream so colorful. Oh, we love so strong. The world is relentless, the city won't sleep. It hardens your soul, brings you to your knees. But we can face it all.
Forever.
Our backs against the wall. It seems impossible, but there's nobody else I want by my side to stand here with me, to take this fight through the rise and fall.
Forever.
We dream so colorful. Oh, we love so strong. The world is relentless, the city won't sleep. It hardens your soul, brings you to your knees. But we can face it all. With Our backs against the wall. It seems impossible, but there's nobody else I want by my side to stand in with me, to take this fight through the rise and fall. With our fearless hearts, we could beat the odds, and we could live for 1,000 years. We could be legends.
What's up guys, JNO here and welcome to the first in the Fantasy Football Fantasy Premier League series.
Our backs against the wall. It seems impossible, but there's nobody else I want by my side to stand in with me, to take this fight through the rise and fall. With our fearless hearts, we could beat the odds, and we could live for 1,000 years. We could be legends. If we all go down, if our time is now, we could let everyone know we were here. We could be legends.
We can live forever.
Our backs again. Our backs against the wall. It seems impossible, but there's nobody else I want by my side to stand in with me.
Yeah, sorry guys, 1 second. Let me try and sort out some technical issues. That's alright, no. It's worth telling me, isn't it? Wow. JNO is a... How do I block people?
What's he saying now?
JNO is a nigger.
Wait, you come up just now.
Right, so we blocked Mum's dad. And where's the other guy? I'll block him as well.
Yeah, that's all covered up.
Still got that on mute. Alright, I think I've got it sorted. Hopefully. So guys, just let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Unfortunately, I've got some haters in the chat, so we're just kind of sort it out, trying to block them. But yeah, great start to the chat, guys. Apologies for those of you that are here to actually talk some FPL and just have a decent time together. So apologies. I believe I've blocked everyone that was being very kind to me. So yeah, cheers, guys. Appreciate the... I suppose when you have haters, it means you've made it, right? That's the rule, isn't it? So yeah. Volume's okay now, we can hear you. Alright, awesome. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I got put off my flow a little bit there. So apologies for the start to this chat. But let's get into it. This is a test stream for Rate My Team Live. Hopefully a series I'm going to be bringing to the channel. And also, guys, all that mishap made my wife run to the room to make sure that I could get my sound working. So thank you very much to the missus. And we still have haters. Wow. Really? I need to get a moderator, clearly. So anyway, going to try and ignore it and carry on. So, as you can see on the screen, hopefully, we have in the box to my... On your screen, it'll be to my right. So, you should see a hashtag there. The hashtag is hashtag RMTFPL. If you want me to rate your sides here today, then just take a screenshot of your team, put it on Twitter with that hashtag. I'll be able to see it and I can start rating some teams live. And we still have hate. Jeez. So this one, clearly, this stream isn't going as well as the last one, is it? So yeah, if you want me to rate your team right now, go ahead and put on Twitter hashtag RMTFPL and I will have a look at your sides here today. But also, how are you guys doing? I hope you're all doing good. Again, apologies for the way that started, sound issues and everything. And I believe I may have dropped a word in there when I was reading what someone else said, which I shouldn't really be saying on the internet. So yeah. But if you guys could just go ahead and tweet your screenshots to RMT FPL, I can start testing out this stream where I go ahead and rate some sides. Oh, it's definitely the same guy, because if you look, all these accounts are popping up, and they're all agreeing with each other. None of them have an actual picture on, because, you know, haters, they don't like their faces being seen. Oh, this guy is FPL Tips. I doubt it. I've spoken with FPL Tips. FPL Tips is a nice guy. And there's no reason for FPL Tips to be doing this, because he's huge. He doesn't need to worry about me, to be fair to him. I don't have Twitter. Tommy Plays, quickly post your team in the chat and I'll discuss it for a bit. Because at the moment, we don't have any teams being put up on Twitter. So if you do have Twitter, and if you could do that, it would help me out immensely. I want to make sure they pop up in this little box here. Oh, there we go. Thank you, guys. All right, just got to refresh. Decent response. Thank you so much, guys. I apologise if in the chat the hate continues. I can't actually see the chat right now as I look at these teams, so I may have to look into getting someone in to moderate the chat, which is unfortunate. I thought at my size I wouldn't have to do that. But we've got FPL Tom coming up first. Good to see you, FPL Tom. I apologise I don't rate teams on Twitter this year, but I don't have enough characters to really give my opinion. So we're going to look at this side here. It should pop up in the box nicely there, which it does, so awesome. So we've got Ben Foster in goal and Maya Hill in as a substitute. So you're going with the option of always having the West Brom keeper, no matter who he is. That was a very popular option 2 years ago, so that's a decent shout. Cedric, Lindelof, I think we'll find a lot of people have Cedric and Lindelof. You've got Scott Dan as well, decent pick. No idea who the Huddersfield player is, to be honest. So, yeah, sorry, I don't know if he's a good choice or not, but I'm assuming he's an enabler to have the rest of the team there. We've got Loftus-Cheek on the bench with Redmond, De Bruyne, Coutinho and Willian. All decent shouts. Eden Hazard probably isn't starting the season, so Willian is definitely a decent shout, depending on if Chelsea buy anyone. Coutinho's Coutinho, De Bruyne's De Bruyne. Great options there. And we have Nathan Redmond, who, with the start Southampton have, could be a great option. Lacazette today, by the way, scored his first goal for Arsenal in a friendly. He was playing on the left, apparently, which is surprising. I thought he'd play down the middle. Lukaku and Benteke. So good options there. I like the team. It feels balanced. So decent options, but stay tuned to pre-season just to make sure those players are all definitely going to start. And then we've got Jonathan Chung. He's got his team up as well. Ben Foster in goal and Myhill on the bench. Have you guys been copying each other? And then we've got Luke Shaw, Trippier, Cedric. That's a good back three if Luke Shaw starts. Rangel and Rosner on the bench. That's decent. Not sure if Swansea and Huddersfield actually rotate that well. Is that Huddersfield or is that Brighton? I might be getting the teams mixed up. Pogba, Özil, Ali and Sane. That's a decent four-man midfield. Quite expensive though. Firmino seems to be an enabler for people up front because he's quite cheap for a striker, to be fair to him. Benteke and Lukaku. I think everyone's probably got Lukaku. I think the general consensus is Lukaku is a must-have. Alright, just going to check the chat. Oh, we've got some people offering to be mods. That's very nice of you guys. I will definitely consider it, because if you guys, if any of you actually think you could be regularly available in the evening, then yes, I probably will need to get some moderators. Ah, there we go, another one. Adam McCullough, that's actually a guy on YouTube. Well, that's not going to be him, of course, but... Thank you, Goblin Crusher. I'll be honest, I didn't refresh Twitter, and that is why nothing showed up. But again, slightly put off by the sudden hate that I wasn't really expecting after the first two episodes. First two live streams went so damn well that, yeah, I wasn't expecting this sudden attack. I also apologise if I accidentally blocked someone I shouldn't. Thank you though so very much, AHC. You know what, Tommy Plays, you've been around the channel so long, we're going to give this a go. Tommy Plays, you're now a moderator. So feel free to block anyone putting hate. Don't abuse it. I'm sure you won't. And Goblin Crusher is offered as well. So we've got 2 moderators. So now, guys, when you join the stream, you should be able to sort out issues like this for me, so I can carry on and maybe not like get so put off at the beginning. That was a bit, I'm not going to lie to you, that was out of nowhere. The first one, I was quite ready to deal with one hater, but that sudden rush of haters was a bit weird. We've got a big fan in the chat, DThing1, all the way from Honduras. What's with the dislikes? I got an absolute dislike attack, Dara Smith, for some reason. Someone obviously decided that, yeah, they didn't want to actually enjoy my stream. They wanted to try and ruin it. Alright, sorry, I will get back. I trust you too, Tom Cameron. Basically, guys, the ones I've made moderators. So, the way you block people, and I didn't actually know how to do it, I had to figure it out quickly. What you do is, next to everyone's name on the right, you should be able to click what looks like 3 little dots, and then there you'll have go to channel, report, remove, block, and then of course I can remove people as moderator, but I doubt you guys will have that option. But yeah, I don't know what is with all the haters. I mean, someone put in the chat, how many dislikes did I get? Because when I checked it before I came on, I had so much hate. I had like 20 dislikes on the stream, like right from the beginning. I was like, damn. Anyway, sorry guys. I know a lot of you are here for me to rate teams. Again, apologies for the way that started. We'll get back to the actual rating of teams. I may not be as involved in the chat, so feel free to talk amongst yourselves. But because I am looking at the Twitter page, which you should see on the side of my screen, then I'm not necessarily going to notice the chat as much because I'm not looking at myself talking anymore. Okay, so we've got Martin Gochev, and his team is as follows: Foster and Elliot. Elliot's the one from, I'm not sure what team he's from. My knowledge of the promoted sides is pretty poor at the moment. Hopefully I will raise that knowledge. Got Macaulay, Lindelof, Simpson. Danny Simpson could be a decent shout. Under Craig Shakespeare, I think Leicester's defence will definitely improve. You've got Rangel and Mariappa as well on the bench. Ali, De Bruyne, Puncheon, Coutinho, Loftus-Cheek. I don't like the fact you've got 2 Crystal Palace midfielders, if I'm perfectly honest with you, mate. I'd say Loftus-Cheek and then get someone else in Puncheon's place. Then Kane, Gale and Lukaku. Kane and Lukaku you can't argue with. I've said it already before on stream. I do not like Dwight Gale, so yeah. Don't get me wrong, Dwight Gale might do really well, but personally, Dwight Gale isn't one that I rate that highly. Alright, Jason Murrigan. Thank you so much for sending a tweet to the hashtag. We got Foster in goal again. Ben Foster may be the new Tom Heaton. Don't hate me for saying that, guys. I feel bad. I haven't seen Tom Heaton yet. Tom Heaton deserves to be in some of these sides, and he's not. We've got Coleman as well on the bench. Cedric, Dawson, Bertrand doubling up on Southampton defence. That's either going to be really good for you because of their easy start, or it could go bad. You've got Lascelles and Mariappa in defence. Tom Carroll. I think Tom Carroll and Ruben Loftus-Cheek are the most popular 4.5 million midfielders. We've got Eriksen, Pogba. A lot of people are expecting Pogba to have a great season, especially if Man United buy a defensive midfielder. So that could be a good shout. Matty Phillips. He's one of those that had a really hot spell and then went quiet. And then Lukaku, Kane and Firmino. I've seen that a lot. I'm starting to think I might need that. At some point in the stream, I'll show you my new side. I have changed it again. We've got Watford Maniacs. Which side is better? So, guys, put it in the chat as well so Watford Maniacs can see your opinions. The first side is De Gea and Forster in goal. For me, that's too much on goalkeepers, personally. You've got Daniels, Macaulay, Lindelof, Bertrand and me. That's too much on defenders as well. That, again, is my personal opinion. And I think because of your goalkeepers and defence, that is why you've gone with such a cheap attacking lineup compared to some people with Lukaku, Firmino and Gabardini. The midfield looks decent to me. I think Dele Alli is clearly your star midfielder that should get most of the points. It just doesn't go with what I know the game to be like, as in the best way to balance out your team. So, don't get me wrong, if all these players did well, then this would be the perfect team. Sometimes breaking the mould helps you in this game. That is a lot better as far as goalkeepers is concerned for me. Again, I feel like you could use some... Because, let's be fair, you probably only play 3 defenders most game weeks. So do you need all of them to be 5 million? You've managed to get Sanchez and Kane in a squad. That's impressive, considering what you spent at the back. And Coutinho. Clarkson could be a great shout. Loftus-Cheek, Pereira. You seem to like Pereira a lot. Rodriguez... I hope Rodriguez goes back to early form that he used to have like 3 years ago. But it could be a good shout. I wouldn't pick him off the bat myself. But options 1 and 2 for Watford Maniacs in the chat. Help this guy out. Daraj, thank you so much for liking the video. I clearly need the likes. Because we started off with so many dislikes. The one positive, and thank you James Hyde for the hashtag ignore the haters. Much appreciated. The thing is, dislikes still help me. And that's what haters don't seem to realise, is dislikes still show YouTube that someone feels passionately enough about what I do to spam that hate button. So thank you for the assistance, whoever is hating my stream. They were ready though to jump on it, weren't they? They started hating before I'd even gone properly live. But thank you Daraj. This is one of the legends of this channel, guys. Put some hearts in the chat for Daraj. He has supported me for so long. He's been a Patreon, supporting my channel, helping me pay for things like graphics and so on. His support has been unbelievable, even at a point where I was only at like 500 subscribers. So, great man. Glad to see him joining in on a live stream. Jonathan Chung, I believe I've already looked at this side, so yeah, we won't do it again. Unless, I don't remember Ertz being there, but he may have been. But I'm pretty sure I said Jonathan Chung's name. So, James Hyde. Again, much love for the ignore the haters. We have Foster and Elliott in goal. Elliott seems very popular as the second goalkeeper option. Cedric Trippier, great. Well played, mate. Those are the two I'm backing to do really well at the beginning. Daniels, Phillips, Pogba, Coutinho, Zaha. I wrote the book on Zaha, like I've said before. But Coutinho, Pogba, great shouts. I'm personally not going to jump on the Pogba bandwagon myself until I see a bit more of pre-season. But look at that front three, boys. Kane, Lukaku and Firmino. That looks scary. That could do some damage. Okay, Nicholas Londono. Is that how I'm meant to say it? One day, Nicholas, you're going to have to tell me how to say your channel name. By the way, in the chat, you can click on his name, go to his channel, subscribe. We're trying to get an up-and-coming FPL YouTuber as many subscribers as possible, so go ahead and check his channel out. He's also doing 30 days of FPL, so go and check that out. He has Foster and Elliott in goal, McCauley, Cedric and Lindelof. I like that back three. I'm not sure if McCauley will be the best West Brom defender, but he's definitely a good shout. Ali, Pogba, Phillips, Redmond. I like the midfield. A lot of people going for Pogba. I'm personally not going to do it myself, like I've already said. Loftus-Cheek is your other midfielder. Lacazette scored today, if I haven't already said that. Lukaku and Jesus. I think not enough people are giving Jesus some love, but I do understand why so many people were going for Harry Kane. Thank you so much, guys, for a lot of likes on some tweets. My phone is absolutely buzzing. As we move on to FPL Mastery, thank you so much for the tweet, my friend. We've got Lindelof, Cedric, Aki and McCauley. That's a good back four. I don't personally play 4-4-2. I mean, don't get me wrong, that could definitely work, but your midfield feels a bit weak to me. So who have you... Is Baldock a striker? I feel like somewhere you spent more than you need to. Unless you're quite under budget. That just feels like you're under budget. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd expect another stronger midfielder in here somewhere. But yeah, definitely let me know. Although I will return to the chat in a second. When we get back to the top, it's only like 4 more teams, I believe. When we get back to the top, I will get back to the chat for a little bit before we look at a few more teams. Alright, we've got Pickford. I think Pickford could be a great shout. I can't see the bench on this, unfortunately, but Valencia, again, could be a great shout. Bertrand, McCauley, Coutinho, Sterling, Ericsson, and Phillips. I like that midfield. I think there's better options than Sterling, though, so... Lukaku, Benteke, Gale. Again, that strike force doesn't feel strong enough to me. I don't know who you got on your bench. There will be a video coming out soon about budget and how to spend your money early on in the season. So hopefully that will help you, some of you guys out. We've got, yeah, 4 more teams, I think, before we... If I miss a team, I really apologise, but I have looked at that team. I do not want to miss anyone out. I know a lot of you guys are the loyal ones that have been here for 3 streams in a row now. So definitely want to rate your teams for you. Mignolet and Foster. Is Mignolet 5 million? I mean, 9.5 is fine on goalkeepers. Cedric, Walker, Norton. Walker may be going Man City, which makes him probably look like an even better option. I believe Spurs have accepted a bid for him. Whelan, Sigurdsson, Ali, Sane, Zaha. Whelan, a lot of people are saying Whelan could be a great out-of-position player. So that could be a great shot. Kane and Aguero. Dude, how did you get Kane and Aguero in your side? Because that doesn't look amazingly weak. You've got 3 midfielders there that look good. That could work out for you really well, Thomas, to be fair. So, because I think Aguero is being overlooked purely because he didn't have the best season last season. And then, sorry, we've got Daniel Hockard, Begovic in goal. A lot of people talking about Begovic. Bournemouth's defence just leak a lot of goals for my liking, so that's why I've not looked at Begovic. Kolasinac, I don't like going for new players to the league off the beginning of the season. If he does well, that's what my wildcard's for, to bring him in. We've got Cedric and Keane. Michael Keane actually has good underlying stats as far as amount of shots on goal from inside the box, so it's possible Michael Keane could have a really good season this year. Sane, Ritchie, Pogba, Buffal, Milner on your bench. I'm surprised by Milner being on your bench, but I'm assuming you just haven't changed it yet. I feel like you could use a bit more of a heavy hitter up front, but you do have Kane and Lacazette, which might be why that is the case of your team. And I will get on to my view on midfielders and attackers. We've got 4 more teams to rate once I press that, but we go on to Michael Garbers. And we've got Pickford in goal, again, could be a great shout, and Forster. I think that's 2 5 million keepers, though. That's only 0.5 over what I would spend, but Valencia, Bertrand, McCauley, decent back forward. Daniels I like as well, and Mariappa. Ward-Prowse. This could be Ward-Prowse's season. I hope the new manager gives him a good chance, because he looks good when he does get given the opportunity. Coutinho, Sterling, Ericsson. I prefer Dele Alli over Ericsson. Last season, I think I was with Ericsson because I'd gone with him, and I think Dele Alli went higher in price, but I could be so wrong there. Phillips is the West Brom midfielder I'd pick, apart from Lekao, if he does get first team football. Lukaku, Benteke, Gale, again, I don't feel like that strike force is strong enough. To be honest, sorry guys, I think I've just realised you're not going to see some of the team when people take screenshots of their whole screen, which is annoying, because I think it works decently. I might have to make the box smaller. So 1 second, guys, while I do a bit of work on the layout. But seeing a bit of the behind the scenes stuff now. So if I do it like that, and now pick on a bigger screen. This is why this is a test stream, trying to get everything ready for the new season. You can see a lot more now. Maybe work on making the other one just a tiny bit smaller, just to get stuff in the screen. Thank you guys for your patience. And thank you for those, again, if you've just joined the stream, we got a lot of hate at the beginning. A lot of hate. One of the more awkward times I've spent on YouTube, to be fair. But that's what I get for going live without moderators. I've just literally splashed myself in the nose as well on stream. This is going really well. Alright, so I'm going to have a look at some of the comments. Just going to quickly roll through. Hopefully my new mods have been sorting out the haters. What's the hashtag? The hashtag is RMTFPL. Just one hater can't change the community. Hallie Kion, thank you, my man. Much appreciated. We will keep the chat in check. Thank you so much, Goblin Crusher. Dara Smith, what about me? Have you seen me around on the streams before? I have seen you around on the streams. Hello, JNO. Missed the first 2 streams, but third time lucky. Still working on my first draft. Again, hopefully there are some hearts in the chat for Daraj. Ayush Falur, don't worry about being late. Ayush Falur, the dislikes are because we had probably one individual, maybe a couple of individuals that decided they were going to try and mess up the stream. I'll admit it, did put me off my flow. Just getting more comfortable with streaming, to be honest, and then that happened. So don't worry, guys, I won't let it get to me. I'm still going to stream. Did some channel send hate? I don't know. I mean, I have my suspicion of who it is, and I'm not going to lie, I have done videos that could bring some hate my way. I personally see the internet as a way of expressing myself, and I have made some videos disagreeing with people, and I've tried to do it in the funniest way possible, but I could definitely see certain individuals sending hate my way. So, yeah. Just something you got to deal with. But you see, what I like is now you guys are chatting about it, like James Hyde telling Ayush what happened, telling him he missed the drama. And then everyone, the chat has got back to normal now. I've appointed some mods. Don't worry, Mafuzudin, we will get back to rating the teams, just catching up with the chat. James, you are preaching in the chat, mate. You are preaching in the chat. Alright, hashtag for rate my team again is RMTFPL. James Hyde, you've been a legend. So, moderator James Hyde. Again, if I do happen to take moderator off anyone, I don't want to. I'm picking people that looks like they're on my side and will help me out in the chat. So feel free to, but don't abuse it, of course. Sometimes I may tell a moderator to sort it out. There we go. There are the hearts, I believe, in the chat. I'll be honest, James, 8 million for Pogba seems like a great deal. That's why he's so enticing, because of that price. Ah, Justin Grierson, where were you, my man? You missed the drama. Daraj sending back some love to the chat. Tommy Plays is going to make an FPL channel. Guys, you know what to do. Next time Tommy Plays is in the chat and tells us he's got his channel up and running, we all go and subscribe. Jump that channel up. Again, guys, Nicolondo, go and subscribe to his channel. We want to get him as many subscribers as possible. The pop-up Daraj is something I'm working on just to let people know when I'm getting subscribers when I'm live streaming. Sanchez versus Lacazette it is, man. I definitely agree with Daraj. One of those two could be a great option. I'm hoping, to be honest, it's Lacazette because he's cheaper. 25% on Sanchez and Kane. I believe my side... Let me get my side up. She doesn't watch me live, but then she gives me feedback on my performance and rushes into the room when my sound isn't working. So some hearts in the chat for Mrs. J&O. Ali versus Ericsson is an interesting battle. Ali blows hot and cold, but Ericsson's very consistent. That's the thing, if you don't have Ali when he's on fire, it hurts. Trust me, I had Ericsson last season. It can hurt if you don't have Ali. I had Kane and Ericsson. I didn't have Ali. Did have Son at one time as well, though. And then also had Tottenham defenders. Jano, is there a hint of whiskey and Pepsi? Do you have a camera in my kitchen, mate? Because you seem to know way too much about what's in my drink. Owen Bowles is in the chat. Everyone say hello to Owen. Welcome back, my man. Joe Ryan is on live as well. Guys, just a shout out to Joe Ryan. Again, we're going to go to back to website. For the sidetrack, I know you guys are probably getting annoyed that I am not getting back to the actual rating my teams. What did you miss, PJ Maloney? You missed some drama. We suddenly got some mass hate I thought I was doing quite well. I saw the amount of viewers and thought, yes, this has started off well. And then I got rinsed. I got called some rude words that I then also said accidentally on stream because for some reason while the hate was going on, I also didn't have my mic connected. Then I did have it connected and didn't switch it off. So yeah. Also Colazo, yep, we believe one hater, but we have some mods now that will sort that stuff out for me. Well, that's what I think, Yush. I got some haters. The reason I got haters is because I'm obviously doing well. They've seen the growth of the channel. Again, I have made some videos occasionally that have talked about people. So yeah, that might be why the hate came my way. Sound goes, great. We're having a great stream today, aren't we, boys? You probably all thought I was a really professional streamer. Alright guys, so now you should be able to hear me on the website. Jeez. I apologise for my performance today, boys. It's not been up to the normal standard, has it? Yeah, Samantha Saka. I keep talking because I thought you guys could hear me. So yeah. I'm glad you found it amusing, Ayush. Okay, Seb, I will go back to Twitter in a second. I feel like I need some sort of way for the moderators to message me when I'm not caught up with the chat. The problem is when I go and rate my teams, you know what? I'm an absolute idiot. If I minimize the screen, I can have two screens up. But again, this is why this is all a test stream. But yeah, I will work on this, boys. I do apologise for the fact that this has probably been the worst stream as of so far. And I think I've confused the system now because it's picking up the wrong screens at the wrong times. So yeah. And you all thought I was a professional YouTuber that had everything in the bag, didn't you? You thought I had everything sorted. Clearly that isn't the case. Get back to team ratings. Alright, look, I'm to the bottom of the chat. So there we go. Ayush, you're now a moderator. And we're going to go back to checking outsides. So apologies for all of that wait. We've got 7 new results, 7 teams. So what I'm going to probably do is I will have bits where I go into the chat. I may go all the way to the bottom first and work my way up, because that seems like it might be a better way to do things. Because I am getting behind when I do the rate my teams. Moderators, feel free to answer questions for me. And we will go down to where I believe the last team was. I know I checked Michael Garber's team. Did I check this team? I'm not going to lie, I've been put off my flow. I've said that already. So, if I have rated this team already, I apologise. But De Gea and goal, Elliot. Yeah, I think I've rated that side. That feels very familiar. So this should hopefully be a new team to look at. And hopefully you can all see that on the screen, which you can. And you can hear my voice. So we're good. Okay, so Foster in goal and Myhill. I believe someone else in the chat had a similar team to this. So Foster and Myhill. Basically what this does is if you pick the 2 goalkeepers from a side, you're guaranteed one of them's going to play, ideally, unless an under 18 or under 21 somehow gets into the first team. You've got Kolasinac, Lindelof and Cedric in defence. That's a good defence. Lascelles, a lot of people are looking at him, and Hudson. You got Ramsey. Ramsey had one really good season. If he can find that form back, it'd be a great choice. Again, another Pogba with Dele Alli and Redmond, and Tom Carroll as the fifth midfielder. Deeney, Kane, Lukaku. Deeney, I don't like Watford as an option, personally. 2 years ago, Watford had Deeney and Igalo. They now don't really seem to do anything much. Kane, Lukaku could do really well for you, especially if Ali and Kane have a great start to the season. We get on to Arna Mar Ingerson. And that's a decent looking side, to be fair. Valencia I like. Yedlin. Yedlin could have some attacking potential. Azpilicueta is your premium defender. Forster and Foster. Those are two great goalkeepers. Do they... I think Foster's 4.5, so that probably comes in at 9.5 million. I don't know how well they rotate, but they're both two very good goalkeepers. You've got Aki in defence and me in defence as well. Pogba, Sane, Loftus-Cheek, Willian, Snodgrass. I would stay away from Snodgrass. That'd be the one that I'd look at replacing. Lacazette, Gabbiadini and Lukaku. I'm assuming Lacazette would go into that side. We have to keep an eye on Southampton. We don't know who's their main striker yet. But otherwise, decent looking side, but Snodgrass is the one that I would look at changing. We got Loris, Cahill, me. Sorry, whose team is this first? Bilic out. Oh, we got a West Ham fan. Okay, just a quick little sidetrack. I'm not 100% sure it's all Bilic's fault. Purely because I don't think he's got the right backing from the chairman and the structure at the club to do his job as well as he'd like. But defensively, West Ham have looked shocking. So that is down to him, I reckon. So I wouldn't argue with Bilic out. Alright, we've got Loris and Elliott in goal. Cahill, me and Cedric. Decent defence. We're hoping basically me can step up now that Keane's gone. Rango and Mariappa. Fletcher. That's a different choice. Not many people have Fletcher. I'm assuming that is just an enabler to have the team you have as midfield and attack. With Sanchez, Loftus-Cheek, Sigurdsson, Ali, Carrick, Lacazette, Kane. Again, Carrick feels like you've got him in there just because he'll be cheaper. Decent side though. Alright, we got Seb. Colazo, finally got to your teammate after all the issues. Alright, we've got Myhill and Foster in goal. Again, going with that option where you will definitely have... You right, babe?
No, Mick.
You stopped watching the stream.
Yeah, sorry.
I was...
Love Island, what's wrong with you?
I didn't have any audio on the other screen every time I switched to
Oh
it.
no, sorry.
It's alright.
Watching Love Island.
I've got moderators now. I don't need you anymore. Alright, sorry. Foster and Myhill in goal. The option of having two goalkeepers from one club means you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the season, hopefully. Lindelof, Tompkins and Cedric in defence. Rangel. I don't know who this guy is. In the chat, people educate me. I don't know who he is. Loftus-Cheek is a popular option as the fifth midfielder. Coutinho, Ali, De Bruyne and Willian. That looks a strong midfield. Lukaku and Lacazette looks like a strong forward lineup. And then Austin. We're all looking for that Southampton striker, aren't we, boys? I like your side though, Seb. Alright, Ayush Falur. Ignore... maybe that should be one of the hashtags as well. How used is that hashtag? Okay, there's a lot of use on that hashtag, so we won't be using that. I feel like Roman Reigns with the amount of hate I got at the beginning of this. But never mind. Let's get on to Jano is the bomb. That I like. How used is that hashtag? Ayush, you're the sole user of Jano is the bomb. If it catches on, you are the trendsetter. Alright, so we've got Begovic in goal with Elliott. We've got Macaulay, Cedric and Lindelof. I like that defence. Can't argue with it. Lascelles as well. Is Long a defender? When I see Long, I see Shane Long. But clearly it's not him because he's wearing the Burnley kit. We got Redmond, Coutinho, Ali and Moy. Moy, I don't know what his price is, but Moy could definitely be a good option as a cheaper midfielder. Jesus, Lacazette and Lukaku. That is a nice looking forward line, but it does look like you sacrificed one midfielder for that front three. But again, looks like a good side. Lacazette has scored today. Did anyone see Wayne Rooney's goal? Wayne Rooney scored a worldie today. Before I get to Owen Bowles's, part of me thinks that potentially Rooney could have a great season just because he's back to his boyhood club. The drive and the passion could be back there, so who knows what Rooney could do. Alright, so Hennessy and Foster, there we go. Someone that's got the same goalkeeper partnership that I have. So welcome to the club. Cedric, I've also got Lindelof. We've got similar teams, bro. I think this is where it starts to change though, because I don't have Dawson or Kolasinac. I've got Ali. I think Zaha's under consideration, but I don't have him at the moment. Willian as well, and then that front three looks pretty damn good. Lukaku, Kane and Firmino. I think this could be one of the most interesting starts to an FPL season that I can remember, because there's so many options that who knows how it could go. Daraj, is that another like? I'm telling you, Daraj is a stalwart. A stalwart? I'm saying it wrong, but never mind. That's what the whiskey and the coke does. But he's always been there for the channel. Alright, Foster and Coleman in goal for Rice Cooper. Thank you for the tweet, Rise. Cedric, Macaulay, Francis and Tompkins. That's a good defence. I personally don't like Palace defenders, but 2 seasons ago they were pretty good. Ali, Fabregas. Fabregas could be a great option this season. We'll have to wait and see though. Redmond, Ericsson, Lacazette and Lukaku. I definitely like that team. You've got Defoe on the bench. I would play Defoe. If you have Defoe, I would have him playing. Bertrand, again, I feel like he should definitely be starting as well. But it's not like game week 1 is just around the corner, is it? And we've got Watford Maniacs. Wait, am I reading old ones again? I think I might be. Because that, yeah, that one was 42 minutes ago. So we won't go over that one again. So we'll return to the chat, and I'm probably so far behind. So I apologise if there was any faults like there was last time that we did this. But yeah, I'm going to have to work on a better layout so I can see the teams I'm rating and still see the chat. So I'm going to have to work on something there. I don't know if I can get my iPad up for the chat, which may be something I have to look at. Alright, so we're going to start at the bottom of the chat, so I apologise if I get this wrong. Sub-Zero, excited that his team was rated. Glad to do you. Sorry, I'm just suddenly looked at my analytics. Glad to do that for you, my man. That's what we do on this channel. We try and help each other out. Jesse Battistella, if I need more mods, I will consider adding you as a mod. But right now, I think I've got a decent core team there, to be fair. Goblin Crusher, I think we should keep a lookout for teams with new manager, the Marco Silva effect. It can go either way. It can be bad start and then they get stronger. Or the other way round. Goblin Crusher, that means I'd have to start multitasking. I'm not that great at multitasking. By the way, I should be stopping now, but I'm not going to stop purely because the way this started and the faults, I feel like I owe you guys a little bit more time. Even though this is a test stream, 45 people currently watching. We've now got some good mods in place to stop all the hate. By the way, mods, I will be streaming tomorrow. Hopefully, it goes a lot more smoothly. I now think I know what tests I need to do, but for some reason, in OBS, which is what I'm using to run the stream, it moved my microphone to default instead of the Yeti that I've got up here. So yeah, that is why the volume went on 2 sides of the stream. I've now added it to my live page, which I need to get rid of, because the whole point in the banner is that you don't see me and you don't hear me while I'm trying to set stuff up. Yeah, Jesse Batstiller, you just have to use the hashtag RMTFPL. I was going to do rate my team live, but that is actually a hashtag RMT live. You just have to post it with the hashtag Sub-Zero, but I believe you've already done that. Best romance on YouTube. What is this? Love Island is inferior to this. Don't tell my wife that. She loves Love Island. She absolutely loves Love Island. Did you guys know that Jessie, she got voted off, but she was a YouTuber. She was JMX's girlfriend for a bit, if you saw all that drama. I believe I should have looked at your team, Smarked. So hopefully I have looked at your team. I will check in a second if there's any more teams sent in. Snodgrass linked to Brighton. I hope he goes. I think he's more likely to be an option where he is the main man, because he was good at Hull. So I can imagine him being good at Brighton, although Brighton have brought in some decent players. At 6.5, is it Deeney or Gale up front? I don't like either, to be honest, Goblin Crusher. I think I prefer Deeney, though. Yeah, I apologise if I don't see teams in the chat, but as I said, I may be like looking at the Twitter pages and everything. I may miss it, but we have some great guys in this chat that I'm sure will give you their opinion on the sides. Jesse Batstiller, I used to be a sub. Back to you when you had a few hundred subs. Welcome back if you've come back. I hope I didn't do anything that made you leave the FPL YouTube scene. Yush for Lewis says Joe Ryan has done something where you can read the chat while looking at websites. I will have a word with Joe. I'm sure he will let me know what it is. Jesse Batstiller, I'm a patron. Are you? Are you Matty Brownie Boy by any chance? Sorry, I'm just going on my Patreon now. Sorry, apologise for the sudden change in topic. But we've got someone here that says he's a Patreon. So I'm just having a quick look. It would help if I knew actually how to look at my Patreons. I haven't used Patreon in a while because I don't actually have that many Patreons, to be completely honest. To be completely transparent. There we go. Found it, finally. Sorry for the delay, boys. What? There we go. So I've got 4 people. One is my wife. Thank you very much, Samantha Parr. Behind Daraj is still my #1 Patreon. Got Matty Brownie Boy. So I'm presuming you're Matty Brownie Boy because I know who Brandon Scott is. But if that is you, thank you so much for being a Patreon. Ben Church, if you put it in the chat, if I see it, I will definitely rate it if I see it in the chat. I apologise if I don't. Draft does come out next week. And I'm going to go back down to the bottom because I feel like I could be missing out on some very decent conversation. Thank you very much, Sub-Zero, for saying I'm amazing. Kind of feel like I need the love at the moment, so yeah, send all the love you can my way. Send some hearts my way for me having to deal with all that hate at the beginning. Why not Snodgrass? I feel like at West Ham, Snodgrass just wasn't that good. I feel like he needs to be the main man at a club. Is Moy on all set pieces though? Because I believe they've signed someone that is very good at set pieces. So I'd keep an eye, Seb, on how they do during pre-season. I'm pretty sure I did your side, PJ, but I'll have a look for it in a second. Okay, Jesse, thank you very much for being a patron. You know what? At the end of the day, I love support that I get when people can afford it. I don't want it if people can't afford it. I don't want it if people feel like their money is used better elsewhere. It's just a way for people to support me if they do enjoy my content. Ask JNO, we can definitely do that. We can try that out. I just wanted it to be something along with the actual show, because this stream and the one tomorrow I want to be rate my teams. Ayush Falur, some hearts in the chat for Ayush. He hurt himself opening a can of beer. The joy of having a beer and then you open it and you hurt yourself, that must have been soul destroying, my friend. Goblin Crusher, I owe you guys so much. At the end of the day, you guys have subscribed and supported me. Even if I am the best YouTuber in the world, which I really don't believe I am, your support means the world. So I do owe you guys immensely for the fact that right now, strictly speaking, I'm one of the biggest FPL channels on YouTube. So I owe you guys everything. You guys make this channel just as much as I do. Have I ever considered doing Sky Fantasy Football? That is something I will definitely consider when I have more time. But right now, I spend so much time on FPL that I don't feel like I have more time for anything else. But as soon as it becomes viable for me to spend more time on YouTube, I can then branch out into other games. I apologise, Sub-Zero, for saying... I said you should get Defoe and Bertrand playing, but who should replace? Look at the fixtures. Don't get me wrong, I may have missed the fixtures a little bit there. You may have picked the best options. I don't know if Bournemouth had a tough game, but I'm pretty sure Southampton have easy games, so there must be someone in that side that you could replace Bertrand with. Rodriguez as a forward definitely could be really good, to be fair. He needs to refine the form that he used to have. Okay, Ayush, I don't know what language you used, but I hope it wasn't anything too bad, my man. Ben Scott sent his team in, so we should get back to the Twitter page soon. I feel like I'm not checking everything. I need to get better at literally multitasking, but I'm a man. I'm not that good at multitasking, I'll be honest. I'm really intrigued in what Ayush said now. He just retracted it, whatever it was, and apologised. So let's move on. He apologised. JMX is very clickbait. I personally don't mind the use of offensive words, but for the benefit of the chat, try and keep this as PG as possible, because I don't know who may be joining the stream. Don't get me wrong, in my own life, I probably swear a little bit too much. Every now and again, I may make a joke that's a bit darker than I probably should. So it's all good, Ayush. I know the type of guy you are, so it doesn't matter what you said to me. But yeah, JMX is definitely a clickbait king. We've got some more hearts in the chat, and I don't even remember what they're for. There are more teams to rate. Alright, sorry guys, I will get back to it. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of the chat. Foster, Macaulay, this is Tommy Plays' team. Lindelof, Cedric, De Bruyne, Loftus-Cheek, Mane, Mkhitaryan, Gabriel Gabardini, Lukaku, Begovic, Walters, Daniel, Rankel. Looks like a decent team. What would I change if I would change anything? There's not much I'd change there. If those are the players you're confident with, who knows if Gabardini is going to ever return to form though. Defence, Cedric, Evans, Lindelof. Asib, that is a decent defence, my friend. I think Sigurdsson will be less effective if he goes. If Sigurdsson stays at Swansea, get him in your sides. If he goes to a club where he won't be the main man, which will be the case at Everton, I think he loses his appeal. Best set piece takers. Lacazette apparently is awesome at penalties. Apparently David Klaassen is also very good at penalties. Q&A soon. Are you talking about an FPL Q&A Sub-Zero or a normal Q&A that's just about me? Ayush Falor letting us know about Arsenal beating Sydney FC 4-0. Huddersfield win 1-0, sorry, with a Tom Ince scoring. JNO, my team. Sorry, PJ. I am now at the bottom of the chat. I will find your team first, even if that messes me up. 7 teams to rate. This is going to be manic, because I did this when I was slightly smaller. There is your team, PJ. I did this when I was slightly smaller last year, just before the season kicked off. And I was missing people then as well, to be fair. Alright, so, PJ, Forster and Federica. Forster is a great shout. I don't know what Federica's fixtures are like, but Forster should see you through the first 5 or 6 game weeks quite easily. Macaulay, Cedric, Lindelof and Dawson. That is a good back line, but 2 West Brom defenders. I personally would spread my bets at the beginning of the season and only double up when I have some confidence in a side. Rangel, Fletcher, MacArthur. Is that West Ham's Fletcher? Is he really cheap? Because I don't think he'll play, but I've seen him more than once now. Sane, Pogba, De Bruyne and Coutinho. That is a good midfield. Lukaku, Jesus. That is a good front 2. So that is Fletcher is the West Ham striker. I don't see Fletcher playing. We often talk about youth at West Ham, but we don't give him much of a chance nowadays, which is slightly annoying. I believe I've done your side, Jesse, but tell me if I haven't. I believe I've done Josh Clark's team as well. So I don't think I've done this team because I don't remember seeing Fernandes. Edison, I think it's a risk going for a goalkeeper we've not seen in the league before. Also think it's a risk going for a Man United cheap keeper that probably won't play unless De Gea does move and they don't get someone else in. Fernandes, Cahill, Reed. I'm not sure Cahill is as nailed on now that they've got Rudiger. I wouldn't touch West Ham defenders. Fernandes is a decent shout if he starts. You've got 2 Swansea defenders there, so I wouldn't hedge your bets on Swansea. Me, I do like, but who knows, that could go either way. Midfield wise, I feel like you've been weaker in defence, so that is how you've got Sanchez, Ozil, Sigurdsson, Sane. If you're going to double up on attacking players, Arsenal aren't the ones with the best fixtures. Unless they show incredible form during pre-season, I wouldn't go with 3 Arsenal players. Maybe 2, but I definitely wouldn't go with 3. Sigurdsson's a good shout if he stays at Swansea. Sane's a good shout. I feel like he's the most favoured Pep Guardiola midfielder. I feel like your attack could be stronger, but you spent a lot in midfield. Fletcher and Defoe. Defoe could be a great player at Bournemouth. Again, Fletcher I don't think is really going to start. Alright, we go to Ben Scott's team now, and we've got Foster and Elliott in goal. We've got Lindelof, Cedric, Dawson. I like that as far as the back lot go, Rangel and me. We've got Ali, Pogba, Zaha and Phillips. I'm not sold on Phillips myself, but he is the best West Brom midfielder option. I've said that already, I'm pretty sure. I feel like you might be missing a midfielder, like a stronger midfielder, just generally. But that is why you've then got Firmino, Lukaku and Kane. So it's hedging your bets on midfielders or forwards, really, in that scenario. Alright, so Rehen Naik. Foster Myhill going for the West Brom goalkeeper pairing. Lindelof, Daniels, Trippier and Cedric. I like that defence. Mariappa is a popular choice. Again, I've already said my piece on Phillips. I won't say it again. I don't want to beat a dead horse with the same stick. Probably isn't even a saying. Sane, Pogba, decent shouts. I don't feel like you've got a really quality midfielder. Don't get me wrong, Pogba and Sane could be amazing this season, but I'd like to see a Dele Alli or a Coutinho or someone like that there. But you've got Lacazette, Kane and Lukaku up front. If all three of them fire on all cylinders, you're going to be laughing. And we've got FPL Pask. And we don't seem to have any new teams yet, so that's good. It means I can catch up with the chat. Again, the West Brom goalkeeper option. Cedric Shaw, Daniel Trippier. Like that defence a lot. Ali Phillips, Pedro, Loftus-Cheek. I feel like the midfield's weak, but you've got probably the three main men up front. Although I think Aguero and Jesus could surprise people. Alright, so what is the actual time now? Because I do have work tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one more drink. So we are going to go to the save screen. This is usually where I lose a bunch of people watching. Because I can take a quick break. Oh no, Jesse. I apologise. Before I take that break, let's go back to the team. My mistake, my man. I hope you can forgive me. I thought I'd gone over that team. It looked familiar. Here is your team, my friend. Apologies. Alright, so I can't see your bench. I can't see your bench. I can gather what your bench is by... Are you a Bournemouth fan? I did a FIFA Bournemouth series, just by the way. Just off topic. Alright, so David De Gea in goal is a good shout. I would like to know who your other goalkeeper is. You can put your bench in the chat. We've got Nathaniel Klein, Dawson and Bertrand. That is a good back three. I like the fact you've gone for 5 midfielders because I think I would start with Coutinho over Salah just for the beginning of the season. I wouldn't double up on Spurs, but that is a strong midfield if you look long term for the season. Lacazette and Firmino. I mean, Firmino for me isn't the best striker option, but he does enable you to put other players in. I would have like Lukaku if I was going to have Firmino, purely because I think you know what Lukaku can do in the Premiership. Lacazette, don't get me wrong, it's a quality striker, but people have moved to the Premiership before and failed to deliver. And apologies, of course, for missing your side. So what we're going to do now, just quickly, I will quickly have a look at the chat, see if there's anything that needs my urgent attention. Oh, Hammer and Talk. Hearts in the chat for Hammer and Talk. If you have any interest in West Ham, go and check out Hammer and Talk. One of the best, for me personally, football channels on YouTube at the moment. I mean, no offence, Hammer and Talk, you're no true Geordie, but those are big shoes to fill, true Geordie's shoes. So, definitely, it's amazing, absolutely amazing to see Hammer and Talk in the chat. If you have any West Ham questions, I like to think I kind of know what I'm talking about, but Hammer and Talk knows so much more about West Ham than I can. So any questions, ask Hammer and Talk in the chat if he's sticking around. He will be the man with the answers. Alright, Goblin Kusher, Sigurdsson and Pogba, or Klaassen and Coutinho. I'd go with Sigurdsson and Pogba to... No, I'd go with Sigurdsson and Coutinho if you're going to let me say that. I'd say Klaassen and Coutinho. Really, because Pogba's the one that I'm not that confident with. West Brom lose 2-1 after McLean opened scoring. Rodriguez and one uninspiring. Look at Ayush Falur with his scouting. Huddersfield will leak goals. I think Huddersfield will leak goals. Sigurdsson will be the man at Everton. I hate to disagree with you, but I think the reason Sigurdsson's the man at Swansea is just because he's that much better and everything goes through him. Tommy Smith, both me and FPL Tips singled him out. I think if FPL Tips is singling someone out, he's always worth considering. He has been at this a long, long time. Sorry while I catch up on the chat, and I will probably go get myself another drink because, again, I know it's not necessarily my fault, but I do want to apologise for the way the stream started. A lot of hate, and clearly put off my game, and OBS didn't work like I wanted it to, so it wasn't the best start to a stream, but we've recovered. It's been a strong stream since, staying around the 40 mark in the stream. Glad that you guys are recognising the legend that is Hammer and Talk. I mean, look, Hammer and Talk, you were on the True Geordie podcast. Like, that, to me, that would be a dream. And, yeah, the window for Ayesh Falur. West Ham are awful in transfer windows. We got, the last really good transfer window we had is when we got Payet, and we all know how that ended up. So, yeah, I don't have, I hear rumours about West Ham, and I assume they won't come through. We were linked with Javier Hernandez, haven't heard anything since. We're linked with Munayer, a youngster from Barcelona, haven't heard anything since. Lanzini is a god. We don't have many, but Lanzini is. Yeah, Tommy Plays, be careful. A lot of West Ham fans don't like that name anymore. Oh, legendary. We have Loki Doki in the chat. Can we have some hearts for Loki Doki? Loki Doki may have a clue who absolutely destroyed the start of my stream. Yeah, Loki, you missed it. There was some absolute tomfoolery at the start of this stream. We had a mass amount of accounts absolutely destroying me. Like, literally calling me all the names under the sun. Took me ages just trying to block them all. We've now appointed some moderators. I wasn't ready for that kind of hate, but I probably asked for it with some of the videos I've made before. Ayush Falur is happy to see Loki Doki. We're always happy to see Loki Doki. Hammer and Talk, I'd love to sail down that river with you. YouTube River. I've not found it just yet. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I was going to say, I know Daraj likes Loki as well, so we've got some Loki Doki fans in the chat. Seb, JNO, seen your top 4 on Zane Muller's channel. No West Brom. No, I didn't put West Brom in the top 4. Jay Coops, can you refresh? I've sent my team. 1 second, Jay. We will get to that. Can I swear? I would try and avoid swearing just because the way this chat has gone today. So maybe no swearing just for today. I don't mind swearing, but like I said, I don't know who joins the chat, so maybe just avoid it. Okay, PJ sent his brother's team. Dave has a party. I mean, I did go in his chat and make some fun at him about tattoos linked with Ruben Neves, so it might have been Dave. Alright, so I've caught up with the chat, so we will go back to Twitter to rate some teams. We have 2 new results. Oh, one of these is a reply. I mean, if I've... Ah, okay, you tweeted it at me and then you put the hashtag. So, Jay Cooper, looking at your side, I don't know who's on your bench. Courtois, I wouldn't go with that expensive of a goalkeeper because expensive goalkeepers don't get the save points in FPL purely because their defence in front of them is so much stronger that I would pick a Chelsea defender and not a Chelsea goalkeeper. So I'm quite okay with Azpilicueta there. Smith, Alderweireld. Smith's a great shout, I think. That's one of the punts I'd make on the promoted teams. Alderweireld could be great. He had a great season 2 years ago. De Bruyne, Sanchez, 2 awesome midfielders. They're going to get you the points. If that's Fernandinho, I would swap him for someone because you want attacking midfielders. Midfielders that can get in the box and get assists or goals. So, and I wouldn't double up with that combination on Man City. Joe Allen has had his spells playing just behind the striker, and with Arnautovic linked with West Ham, which means it won't happen. Possibly Allen could come back into form. Abraham, we've got to watch Swansea, see if Abraham or Jordan Ayew will start. Llorente will probably play with a support striker, which will be Abraham or Ayew, but he may not start the season, so Abraham and Ayew might both start. Defoe is a proven Premier League goalscorer, and Lukaku just has a great start to the season, and again, proven Premier League striker. And then we have PJ Maloney. I believe you said this is your brother's side, so we've got Pickford. I can't see the bench. That better not be Ashley Fletcher, because I've seen Ashley Fletcher way too many times. An Arsenal player on the bench is surprising, but again, it may just be you haven't picked your starting 11. You'd think I'd have played football before. Anyway, Kieran Trippier, Cedric, Lindelof, Monreal, absolutely fantastic defence. I feel like that might be a bit too expensive, which is why I don't feel like your midfield is as strong as it could be, especially if you've got Kane, Jesus and Firmino. I think you've really not gone for midfield as a priority there, which could pay off. I would like to see a better midfielder there, but if you watch my formations video that should come out over the weekend, probably Sunday, but it might be Saturday. I don't know the order of my new series, which is embarrassing. But yeah, I will have a series which tells you how to use your money, where to spend it, what formations work best in the FPL. We then go on to chips, wildcard, we cover rotation strategies. We will cover literally as much as absolutely possible. Tomorrow is just the basics, just for anyone that is new to FPL, but we will definitely be covering a lot in my new series, how to play Fantasy Premier League. Alright, back to the chat. And thank you so much for my new mods, they're doing very well. Very rushed hiring of the new moderators because of how that chat started. I think the hearts are for your missus. My missus is legendary. She came running in because I didn't have volume on my stream, so she is absolutely legendary. I know Loki. Yes, I have talked with Loki Doki before. He helped me a lot with my Football Manager content. I think the reason it's better than it was initially is because of Loki. And of course he has his great How to YouTube series, which for those of you in the chat that were saying you might start an FPL YouTube channel, go check out Loki Doki's series about how to YouTube. The guy knows what he's doing. He's eclipsed me, hasn't he? So he definitely knows what he's doing. Go and check out his video. Even me, I feel like I know quite a bit about YouTube. I learned a lot of stuff off of his series, so go check it out. Why isn't LFC at number 1 in your list? Let's not talk about that, Ayush. True hammer and talk. Look, I know when my major growth is, and it's right now, which is why there's 30 days of FPL coming back. People aren't as into Fantasy Premier League the later it gets. Eventually, I would like to branch out into maybe a show or two about football in general. I did try it last season, it just didn't take as well as I'd like. So right now I may focus on growing the audience through Fantasy Premier League. But through this streaming, I've gained like, I'd say 10 subscribers that have just been legendary in the last couple of days. That have been really supportive, and the streams definitely seem to, they obviously got a lot of hate randomly, but they definitely seem to get some new people in that have been absolute legends since they've joined the community. We have a new subscriber, Zema Arts. If you are in the chat, say hello to everyone. Loki Doki, no Liverpool players. You suck so much, JNO, and not in a fun way. I've got Liverpool players. What are you talking about? Yeah, sorry. I just got to appease Mr. Loki Doki in the chat. I have a Liverpool player. His name's Coutinho. There he is, on the right of my midfield, alongside Sanchez. So don't worry, I've got a Liverpool player. Their fixtures aren't so bad that I'd ignore them. They got 2 nice first fixtures, and to be honest, they're more likely to win the Arsenal and Man City game. So definitely got an Arsenal player there in my team. Arsenal, Liverpool player there in my team, so don't worry about that, Loki. The problem in FPL is which Liverpool midfielder to have. Oh, that's some random... Yeah, that wasn't my team. JJ wants a Q&A of my life. We may do that. Although, to be honest, the first stream I did, I almost cried, like someone I know, as Daniel Lemirinas has joined the FPL Today family. Welcome to the family. Say hello in the chat if you're in the chat. But yeah, I almost cried, Loki, because the guys were being legends on Monday. And yeah, I started talking about my journey with YouTube. And yeah, almost followed in your footsteps there, mate. Salah could be a deadly player. He could be. I have bigged up Salah in my player analysis of him and the transfer window episode. I just feel like Coutinho's a safe option to start with. And then if Salah starts lighting it up, they're similar prices, so I can switch. Okay, Sub-Zero wants 2 separate Q&As. I feel like I could have some fun with a Q&A just about myself. Ayush Valor's a huge... We all know you're a huge... I know you're telling Loki, but you've made it abundantly clear to us, Ayush, that you are a big LFC fan. Loki Doki likes... Mignolet. Milner, Matip, Lovren, Klein, Mid, Lallana. Ah, he's given his Liverpool lineup. Do you not think Wijnaldum will be somewhere in there? Ben Davies could be a decent shout in defence as well, Owen, but I agree with you. Kieran Trippier, especially now Man City have had a bid accepted for Kyle Walker. FPL player that gets the most points at the end of the season. If he stays, it will be Sanchez at Arsenal. Ah, Jesse Bastilla, you want your team rated again? I'm killing. I'm joking. I'm killing. I don't even know how that even came out. Alright, my chat has dropped to the bottom, so I've missed out on some stuff. Why so many people have gone with Fletcher? I have no idea. I have wanted Fletcher to start in a West Ham shirt for ages. At least he showed some hunger when he did get a chance, but he won't start a game in my opinion either. He'll probably get loaned out to a club that are better than us in Germany. Chalobah is joining Watford. Yeah, I've heard that as well. He seems quite defensive, Chalobah, though, to me, so I wouldn't really go with him. Can I suggest a video series? If I see it in the chat, of course you can. Tommy plays, Hammer and Talk, you screw up every striker deal. I mean, you just have to talk about West Ham and you could be ruining a transfer deal. Alright, we will go back to Twitter in a second. I am going to take a little break in a second as well. Just check on the wife. See how Love Island's gone, because she'll want to tell me something about it. Austin and Coutinho or Firmino and Zaha? Firmino and Zaha, Seb. Definitely for me. I mean, Coutinho is better than Firmino in my mind, but Austin may not even start. Zima Arts, welcome to the chat, bro. You weren't subbed. You've been viewing and you weren't subbed. Don't worry about it. You've subbed now, so all is good. FPL Nymphria is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't gone and subscribed to her, go and subscribe to FPL Nymphria. Like I said, we are trying to get all FPL content creators as many subscribers in this chat as possible. Let's share the love in the community. We've already got Nymphria up in subscribers, and Nicholas as well has gone up in subscribers. And when Ayush starts or any of the other guys start, we will help them out as well. I think Coutinho playing deeper will suit him as well, Loki. I think he'll be able to run the play a bit more from back there. Okay, yeah. Daraj, because he's been around for a while, he knows what happens when I pick Liverpool players. when I pick a Liverpool player, they either get injured or they stop scoring points. So watch my channel, watch what Liverpool player I pick, and then pick a different one. Because the only one that ever worked for me was Origi, and it was only for like a week or two. Should I get Lacazette or Jesus? Jesus has proven himself in the Premiership already, so I'd go with Jesus myself. Although Lacazette looked good in his debut, but it was against Sydney FC, so it's Sydney FC, isn't it? So Dwight Gale, good cheap option. I've said so many times in this chat, but I will say it again. I'm not touching Dwight Gale with a... I can't think of a distance, but a barge pole. JNO, would you marry Tom Heaton? Is he asking? Wait, is he asking me on Twitter? Sorry, guys, I might have to... Like, are you serious? Or is that just a joke question? I think Wijnaldum in my team now, just because I'm short in thought of the 2 million for Coutinho. I feel your pain, bro. It's hard this season. Who will be playing, Aguero or Jesus? It could be either, mate. He says he can play them both, so who knows? Alright. Sorry. 1 second, I will get back to Twitter. I will figure out how to do this better. Okay, Loki Doki, you spoilt one of my series. But don't worry, everyone in here is cool, so it's fine. I do have that series coming up as well, where I do a video on every single Premier League team and look at the players in those teams. But don't worry, you heard it here first, thanks to Loki Doki revealing it. He's clearly been looking at my notes. Sorry, Matthew, for missing your question. I'd go with Norton, just because I've got some experience with him. I know what he's like in the league. Quickly, Evan J. Fox's team, I'll rate it, and then I'm going back to Twitter. You guys are literally giving me no chance to go and check in with my wife, because the questions are coming in thick and fast. We've got Ben Foster and Begovic in goal. Decent 2 goalkeepers. Nathan Ake, Company, Macaulay, Rangel. Tuanzabi, which I'm probably saying wrong, but I'm good at saying names wrong. Will he start? Especially with Lindelof coming in. Loftus-Cheek, Dele Alli and Coutinho, Matt Ritchie and Moy. Decent cheap midfielders. Jesus, Lukaku and Lacazette up front. I mean, I love Jesus and Lukaku as options. I've got them both. Lacazette, I think he'll do well, but I don't like new players. Loki Doki, if you're outside my window, that's impressive, because I'm 7 floors up. So well done. Zane Muller is in the chat. You know what we do when an FPL content creator comes into the chat. If you are not subscribed to Zane Muller, I was in his latest video. Go and check out his channel right now. Let's see how many subscribers we can get him up to. So Zane Muller is in the chat. Go subscribe. Go check out my predictions of top 4. And let's see how wrong I can get the top 4. But we will go back to Twitter now. I apologise for the wait being so long. We have 3 new results, so it's not too bad. I'm gathering this will be a lot worse when the season is closer. It will probably be a bit of a cluster F word if we do it closer to the start of the Premier League. We've got Foster, Begovic in goal. That's a decent. Again, I've said this a few times. I don't like doubling or tripling up at the beginning of the season. When we know Chelsea and Spurs are going to dominate the league, or whoever 2 teams dominated this season, then that's when you start doubling up. So I wouldn't have Cedric and Bertrand, because if Southampton concede 4 in the first game of the season, it's not going to look good. Ake is a good option. We don't know exactly where he will play yet. Again, you've got 2 Newcastle defenders. So if Newcastle and Liverpool have a bad game week, the same game week, you've only got Foster, Ake and Begovic left. Begovic and Ake, same side as well. So you're running the risk of getting no points from your defence there. As far as midfield goes, sorry Loki, sorry Ayush Falur, sorry every single Liverpool fan in the chat, but 3 Liverpool players is not necessary. The one I would get rid of is Khan. Emre Can. I said Khan. You don't need 3, and you definitely don't need Emre Can. Although he scored a worldie last season, but go with Firmino and Coutinho if you really want to. Zaha, legend for me, just slightly behind Tom Heaton, who I'm now marrying. Dele Alli, 9.5 million for Dele Alli. You should be putting him in your side as far as I'm concerned. Front three is good. Lukaku and Jesus, proven goal scorers in the league. I know Jesus isn't that proven, but he does have a decent record. Jesse Bastila, I believe you've probably made changes to your team based on what I've said. Alright, De Gea, decent goalkeeper. Klein, Dawson, Bertrand, liking the look of the defence. Salah, Ali, Redmond, Pogba, Phillips. That's a nice spread. 2 Man United players. I would suggest you could get a Chelsea or Arsenal player instead of Pogba. But you watch, Pogba's going to have a great season now, because I keep saying I'm not going with Pogba myself, which means it may be worth picking him. Another Pogba. I know everyone thinks he's going to have a great season. I just don't see it yet, and I'm really worried I'll be proven so damn wrong. But Forster in goal. Southampton have a great start to the season. Cedric, Dawson, Trippier, awesome back four. Rangel, Mariappa, used to seeing them on the bench. Ali, De Bruyne, Pogba, Phillips. I just feel like Siggy, if he stays at Swansea, will be better value than Pogba. Can't argue with Ali and De Bruyne. Austin, Kane and Lacazette. Again, with the Southampton striker. We don't know who it is going to be yet, so... Alright guys, so give me literally like 2 minutes and I will be back, I promise. Talk amongst yourselves in the chat. Oh, guys, you have to go and check Loki Doki's video tonight, or whenever it gets put up, because he is wearing the JNO t-shirt, so yes. Feel free to ask Nimfria, Hammond Talk if he's still in the chat, and Zane Muller the questions you want. They will definitely be able to give you some good answers. I am going to have a quick sneaky chat check. Wow, I probably don't need another drink, to be fair. We are currently at 2,658 subscribers, so we've gone up 8 subscribers since we started this stream, which is awesome as always. So enjoy the random about. Okay, we are back, and before I get back into the chat, just a word of warning for my fellow FPL YouTubers. We've got Nimfria and we have Zayn Muller in the chat. Beware of, and if anyone remembers the names of the accounts that absolutely ripped into me at the start of this stream, just put it in the chat so Nimfria and Zayn Muller can know those names, so they can be ready to block them and maybe get some mods in, because past 2 streams went really well, but we got annihilated, didn't we, boys? Well, I say we, it was more me. But let's find out where we need to be looking in the chat. Have I made a team? Yes, we can look at my team quickly. We have looked at it already. I'm still not 100% happy with it, but my team is Foster in goal with Coleman as the cheap other goalkeeper. Cedric, Lindelof, Francis, Norton and Pennington. I'm hoping Pennington is the Everton right back, but I doubt it. We've got Coutinho, Sanchez, Stanislas and Ali in the midfield with Loftus-Cheek. We have Ayew as my cheap striker with Lukaku and Jesus up front. So that is my team. Hopefully that team will do well. Rate your team on Twitter. I will be going back to Twitter. I am remarkably tall. 7 feet. Well, 7 feet. 7 stories tall is very tall. Harry Owen's shoulders. I mean, anything is possible when you're with Harry Owen. Enlarge the fantasy team. Let's have a look. You alright, babe? Is that better? I know I've probably overdone it now, but there we go. Foster in goal. We got Cedric, Lindelof and Francis in defence. Coutinho, Sanchez, Stanislas and Ali as the midfield. Ayew, Lukaku and Jesus up front. Coleman, Norton, Loftus-Cheek and Pennington are the players on the bench. So there you go. You should be able to see that a lot better than you initially were. Thank you very much for popping in, by the way, Loki. I know you're probably gone now, but thank you so much for joining the stream. Even Ayush Falur agrees 3 Liverpool players is too much. My favourite TV show, it is out Sunday or Monday. It is Game of Thrones. Absolutely Game of Thrones. Jesus or Aguero, either or, I think they're both going to play. I'm not going to... The questions that are going to Hammer and Talk, I will let him answer. I think I've already given my opinion on Lanzini. Mum's dad was one of them. There was one that I believe was in the chats before and he just seemed to flip. I don't know why. I just said I'll be on in like 10 minutes and he just proper went. And I think that might have been a real account, but I don't know for definite. He may be the one that owned the other accounts though, and just kind of seemed to lose it with me just because I wasn't ready to go live straight away. Did they? They bought Martina. I'm assuming you didn't mean to write that word next to Martina there. To be honest, he might be a decent shout when this season gets a bit better for Everton. The code for the league, let me put it in the chat. In fact, sorry, I'm stepping on the moderator's shoes. Any of the moderators, if you could put the code for the league in the chat, you've probably already done it. Some of you are that efficient. Sam Ryan has joined the FPL Today family. Thank you so much for joining the stream, my friend. If you are, of course, in the chat. FPL Panda. Guys, of course, you know what we do. Anyone starting an FPL channel, I haven't heard anything else from you, so I hope you're not just trying to get some subs. Actually going to be part of the community. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. If you don't know why we're giving you the benefit of the doubt, is we had some crazy people at the beginning of this. Some more tweets, so I will go back to Twitter in a second. Is FPL Panda a big channel? Is there actually an FPL channel I'm not aware of? I'm just quickly looking it up, guys. FPL with Panda. That might be why I can't find it. Yeah, I can't seem to find you on YouTube, mate. But definitely, if you can find the channel, let's give him some subscribers. Why can't I find this channel? I will definitely try and find it later on. I feel like I'm really behind the chat again, which is unusual, which is very usual for me. I prefer Lukaku over Lacazette for now. Oh, what was Hammer and Talk? Me and Hammer and Talk disagreeing on something? Well, if it's about West Ham, I'd go with Hammer and Talk over me. That's the one. Razza was the one that started it, Tommy, I believe. Owen Bowles, Game of Thrones is one of those shows which is a bit difficult to get into at the beginning, but once you get into it, it's absolutely legendary. I wish they wouldn't release it when FPL starts, because I need to be focused on this. Thank you, Daraj, for the league code. Thank you, Ayush, for putting the account or the mini league in the stream. And back to Twitter we go, ladies and gentlemen. Two new teams to rate. So we'll look at Charlie Warner first. And we have Wayne Hennessy in goal. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, hearts in the chat, Tom Heaton is in a Rate My Team side. Thank you so much for someone picking Tom Heaton. We have Stones and Otamendi in defence. We know my thoughts on doubling up at the start of the season. I would pick someone else, especially with Otamendi and Stones. You can probably afford a premium price player from another team anyway. Aki and Lovren, no offence, Ayush, I don't touch Liverpool defenders. That sounded strange when I said it. I personally believe Liverpool need to prove themselves to me defensively before I pick any Liverpool defender. What I'm about to say is going to hurt me because, and just strictly speaking, Hammer and Talk is a West Ham fan. I'm a West Ham follower because AFC Wimbledon is my first team, but the wife supports West Ham, so I'm very aware of West Ham. I would never have 3 West Ham players unless they had that kind of season they had when the name that shall not be spoken first joined the club. Don't triple up on players at the beginning or teams at the beginning of the season. Once you know that a team's going to do really well, like Leicester did 2 years ago, then when their options are that cheap, then yes, of course, triple up. But at the beginning, I would not have Lanzini, Ayew and Fernandes. I'm presuming Fernandes is there as an enabler to have more expensive players on the pitch. But I'm slightly confused by the fact that with players like Fernandes on the bench and the fact that your team doesn't feel that expensive when I look at the midfielders and strikers, I feel like you might have some budget left. I could be wrong, but I would only have one West Ham midfielder. The front three are fine. I wouldn't change anything about the front three. Sanchez, of course, that is why the team doesn't feel as strong as usual. You've got Sanchez and Kane. If Sanchez and Kane do well, that will work out for you, but definitely look at having less West Ham players, and I'd maybe look at taking Lovren out of the team and not having two Man City defenders in there. Okay, a few changes made to game of halves. We've got Foster and Begovic in goal. I believe that's still the same. Olsen's been brought in. He has some attacking potential, Olsen, so that could be a good shout. Aki, Cedric, we've seen plenty of them. Simpson, I believe Leicester could be better defensively. Yedlin is an attacking right-back option from Newcastle. Capoue, I don't think Capoue will have the season he had before. I would keep Ali, Coutinho and Zaha and maybe pick a cheaper midfielder, because I believe Alan and Capoue both aren't 4.5. That will give you some more money to spend somewhere, but I do like your front three. I need to learn as well to not stream for so long, because it's now almost 10:30. So guys, I'm just going to catch up on the chat. I'm then going to go over some stuff you can expect to see on the channel over the weekend, and have the quick check of our subscriber count, because I like looking at my numbers. And then we will call it a night, because this was just meant to be a test stream to see if I could get the teams in the box to my side there. No worries, Hammer and Talk. Go clean yourself up. I've got an early shift tomorrow. I really shouldn't be on. So come on, you irons. And thanks for joining the chat, mate. How do I get you to rate my team? Chaos, you need to put it on Twitter with the hashtag RMTFPL. I will wait for your team, because you've been a legend since you've been joining the stream. JNO loves Tom Heaton. Yes, he does. The dislikes. Chaos, you missed it. We got a lot of hate at the beginning of this stream. Joe Cooper catching you up there. If Rodriguez can find that form, Daraj, that would be amazing. JNO betrayed Heaton. That was a mistake, Ayush. I apologised. Hey, I know there's a lot of new mods in the chat, but they're all people I trust. So, thank you guys so much for being mods on the chat. Ayush Falur doesn't like to touch Liverpool defenders either. FPL for you. Tommy Plays has an FPL channel. You guys know what to do. Go and find that channel and subscribe. Guys with the new channels for FPL content, if you can, send me something on Twitter, because I struggle to find FPL with Panda. So send me your YouTube channels on Twitter and I will subscribe. Nymphria, you weren't here to defend me. I got abused at the beginning of this stream. So yeah, it was very daunting. I'm not going to lie, it caught me off guard. One hate comment. I've got hate comments on YouTube before, so I wasn't phased at first. I was ready to come on, just brush it off and carry on, and then it just went nuts. So yeah, I'm not going to lie, it phased me a bit. I will not be going back to Twitter apart from right now, hoping Chaos's team is there. 2 teams, so these are the last 2 teams. Oh, I'm not sure Chaos's team is there. That's not your team, is it? I don't think it is. We'll rate this team. Chaos, let me know if this is your team. We've got Foster, and I cannot say that name, so I'm not going to try. Foster's definitely a good option. Milner, we all know Milner could be a great option with his penalties. I wouldn't captain him, though, but I'm sure that's just there because it's still there. Lindelof, Cedric and Company. Company could be a great option. He is a bit expensive, though. Sane, Redmond, Pedro, Mane. I like Mane as a Liverpool midfielder. Lukaku, Benteke. I feel like you should have someone more expensive somewhere in that side. I mean, Lukaku is your only player over 10 million, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, I'll definitely maybe put someone more expensive in that side. Oh, there we go. There's Chaos' side. Apologies if anyone else is putting anything up, but this will be the last team that we will be looking at today. There we go. We've made it a bit bigger. So Pickford could be a great shout, and Foster. Love those two goalkeeper choices. We've got Milner, Trippier and Bertrand. Great defence there. Smith, a great shout, and so is Daniels. Loftus-Cheek, probably the most popular 4.5 midfielder option. Ericsson, Salah, Redmond and Ritchie. I like that midfield. Maybe would like someone a bit more expensive in one of these two slots. But you do have Lukaku and Jesus and Abraham. I like the look of that team. It feels very well balanced. I will have different opinions the more of pre-season goes, but definitely like that team there. I may look at the layout, Abid Roshan, and try and make that box a bit bigger. I'm basically using a layout I already have and kind of editing it. When I get paid, I may either get a guy that does layouts for YouTube to have a look at it, or I may try myself when I've got a bit more time. Alright, so Joe Cooper is gone. See you later, Joe. Thank you for joining the chat. Name of your channel. There should be a pencil button you can press to change the name of your channel. Tommy, I'll find you in the comments of one of my videos and I'll find your channel, so don't worry about that. Just comment on a video and then I can click your link there. Will you be rating tomorrow? Yes, hopefully this will go better tomorrow. I may not have a new layout. It depends how long I've got to stay at work, though. This was a test stream, and I've been on for 2 hours, though. So I'm really not very good at sticking to the hour time limit I'm meant to be giving myself. If any of the moderators can be around for 8:30 tomorrow, that would be much appreciated, just in case we get an absolute attack on us again. Ayush Valur, Crush called you by mistake. You don't call people by mistake, my friend. Trust me. She wanted to. Nah, she wanted to call you, Ayush. I know. She wanted to call you. She just pretended it was a mistake. Alright, guys. So, I'm not going to notice anything else in the chat now, so feel free to say goodbye. I am about to go offline. I just want to let you guys know that tomorrow we are starting How to Play Fantasy Premier League series, which is me going over every single little bit of the Fantasy Premier League game, giving my hints and tips and strategies for everything from the wild card to the chips to the formations to the squad budget. Absolutely everything I can think of I will cover in 30 days of FPL with this How to Play Fantasy Premier League series. Marcus Pentland is in the chat. I will not ignore that. Thank you so much for joining. So, what I would love you guys to do, and I'm really sorry, Marcus, I do really need to go to bed now, is tomorrow when it goes live at 4 o'clock, if you guys, as you have been all this week, are still behind me and still wanting to help me and help us as a community grow, hit that like button as soon as you see that video. The first video may seem a little bit simple for a lot of you, but this video I'm hoping to get new people involved in FPL, so it is going to be basically covering the basics of FPL, and then every video after that will go into detail about every single part of FPL possible. Please support the series, because this series could elevate my channel even more. The way I've aimed it is to hopefully get massive views potentially. Of course, it could fail, but men are measured by how they get back up after they're knocked back down. We've had a knock today with how this stream started, but we continued, we soldiered on, and we had a great stream. Next stream, Marcus, is tomorrow at 8:30. Hopefully you can join us. May go on later because I don't have a bedtime, because I don't have work on Saturday. Saturday I will not be streaming. I should spend some time with the wife though. So, guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the mods. Some hearts in the chat for the moderators that helped sort out the cluster that was the beginning of this stream. Guys, your support has literally been on these streams been absolutely legendary. Absolutely. It's kind of blown me away. I know I've got quite a few subscribers now, but I wasn't expecting the streams to go so well, which is why I've continued them. There may not be as many next week because I'm on late shifts next week, but I will, on Twitter, try and keep you updated as much as possible, and I will try and figure out before I stream tomorrow when my next stream is likely to be. Anyway, guys, hashtag use 30 days of FPL, Thomas, if you can, but anything, FPL is the most common one. Just hashtag FPL. Great way to retweet my stuff if you're trying to share it on Twitter. I'm going to stop talking now. I should really get ready for bed. So, guys, thank you so much one more time. This has been FPL Today Live and Rate My Team Live. I've been JNO. You guys have been awesome. And remember, it's all about the game.